Hey guys, I wanted to share with you my recent experience with my Toyota Prius 2010. So what happened was about 3 days ago, when I started my car in the morning, it it was the whole engine was shaking and rattling, and usually in the morning when it's cold out, it starts really rough, and then after idling for 5 minutes, usually the shaking and rattling goes away, but it didn't that day. So I drove about 30 minutes and the situation got worse. So I had to pull over and just to give it a little break to restart the car, but the shaking was still there. So I had to take it to a local mechanic, which was close by, and had them looked at it, and they didn't know what was wrong. And I asked them if this was a spark plug or a coil spring. They said no, the noise was coming all the way from bottom, somewhere between the electric motor and the engine. And I'm like, okay, then I guess I'm wrong. And then I took it to another mechanic, who is specialized in Toyota and Lexus, and they said, because I was running low on the antifreeze coolants, and they said that based on what you're saying or describing, it might be a head gasket, and your head gasket might be blown, which might run about probably $4,000. So I was really scared. So they could not actually tell the definite answer to the problem, and I just took it home that day and then just let it sit here for a day or so. And I watched quite a few YouTube channels on the same issue, and one of the guys on YouTube said, I have to try three things. One, remove the spark plugs to make sure they're okay, and two, remove the coil springs. Here, these are the four coil springs, and then to see if they're good. And lastly, if these two things did not solve the problem, he said, check the fuel injector somewhere here and then clean it up. And sometimes they are clogged and then, causing the engine rattle. So I decided to go ahead and then, try it myself. And I removed the spark plugs and found out that one of the spark plug in cylinder one, the spark plug was kind of wet. So I let it out and then just dry a little bit. And I actually replaced this one with a brand new one. And I also found out, I removed the coil springs, and then this cylinder 3 coil spring was it was kind of rusted. I don't know how it got rusted. Maybe water got into it, or I don't know. So I replaced that one as well. And immediately after I replaced these two things, I started the car, and then the rattling and the shaking, the whole thing was gone. So I was really, really impressed with the result. In addition to that, I also watched a YouTube channel suggesting me to clean the fuel system. So what he suggested was purchase one of those fuel treatment thing from, I think it was a Chevron Plus, whatever, and then just pour it into your gas tank, and then drive for a couple hundred miles, and then it should clean fuel system, including fuel injector. So what happened was my check engine light was on for a while now, about 3 weeks, and I just let it, it did not affect my driving, so I just kept driving. And I had the scanner run on it, and then it says like the catalytic converter threshold was below blah blah blah. So, and magically after I poured the fuel cleaner, like the liquid stuff I poured into And then today, magically, that check engine light was cleared by itself. So I guess that fuel treatment stuff helped to clear that code. So I guess go ahead and try these 3 items, guys, and hope this will help you. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.